The history of mail delivery. Have you ever wondered how it is possible that letters and packages in most instances appear in your mailbox on your doorstep in just a few days maximum? Listen to the incredible history of mail delivery from ancient times to today. Ancient beginnings. Mail delivery has always been central to communication, tracing back over 4,000 years. The earliest systems were created in ancient Egypt around 2400 BCE, where pharaohs sent decrees written on clay or papyrus via runners. Similarly, in Mesopotamia, merchants used cuneiform tablets to send business messages. These rudimentary systems often relied on the endurance of human runners or domesticated animals like donkeys. The Persian Empire, under Cyrus the Great, 550 BCE, established one of the first organized postal networks. This system used horses and relay stations spaced at regular intervals, allowing couriers to travel vast distances rapidly. According to Herodotus, this Persian system inspired the phrase, "Neither snow nor rain nor heat nor gloom of night stays these couriers." The Roman Empire's postal legacy. The Roman Empire refined mail delivery with the cursus publicus. This highly organized system employed horse-drawn carts and relay stations, connecting the empire's provinces. It primarily served government officials, though wealthy citizens could sometimes send private correspondence. Romans even used wax tablets for brief messages, a precursor to modern written communication. This period set the groundwork for institutionalized mail systems, showing the value of reliable and efficient networks. Medieval and early modern innovations. After the fall of the Roman Empire, mail systems fragmented in Europe. During the Middle Ages, monasteries and local couriers handled most communication, often relying on horseback riders. In Japan, the samurai couriers performed a similar function, relaying messages for feudal lords. By the 15th century, postal systems became more formalized. The Thurn-und Taxis family in Europe established a private postal network that operated across the Holy Roman Empire. Their innovations laid the foundation for modern mail, including routes, fees, and standardized delivery times. Meanwhile, in China, a sophisticated postal relay system connected the vast empire during the Tang and Yuan dynasties. The Mongol Empire's Yam system further advanced this idea, employing horses, relay stations, and even ferries for rapid delivery across Asia. Colonial and industrial eras. The colonial era brought new challenges and innovations as European powers expanded globally. Governments began formalizing postal services, ensuring letters could travel across oceans and continents. Innovations like the penny post in Britain, 1840, which introduced postage stamps, made mail accessible to ordinary citizens. In the United States, the Pony Express, 1860 to 1861, became legendary for connecting the East and West before the completion of the Transcontinental Railroad. Riders covered nearly 2,000 miles in just 10 days, but this service was short-lived due to the advent of the telegraph. The Industrial Revolution revolutionized mail delivery with steamships and railways, reducing delivery times. The Universal Postal Union, 1874, which standardized international mail rules. Mail delivery in Kenya. In Kenya, the story of mail delivery is unique and deeply tied to its culture and geography. Before colonial systems were introduced, local communities, including the Maasai people, had their own methods. Maasai runners, known for their incredible endurance, carried messages on foot across vast savannas and rugged terrain. These runners relied on memory and verbal delivery, often traveling for days to deliver messages. With British colonization in the late 19th century, Kenya's postal system became part of the larger imperial network. Railroads, like the Lunatic Express, were built to facilitate not just transport but also communication. By the early 20th century, formal post offices were established, creating more reliable mail services. After independence in 1963, Kenya modernized its postal systems. The Kenya Postal Corporation was established to handle domestic and international mail, and today, the country blends traditional and modern systems, including courier services and digital platforms. Modern postal systems. The 20th century brought transformative innovations. Automated sorting machines replaced manual labor, speeding up delivery. The introduction of zip codes in the 1960s, first in the United States, allowed for precise sorting and routing. Air travel significantly reduced the time for international deliveries. A letter that once took months to cross the Atlantic could now arrive in days. Major global services like FedEx, UPS, and National Postal Services integrated technology to offer tracking and time-sensitive deliveries. Innovations like barcodes and online tracking revolutionized customer experience. The mystery of century-old mail deliveries. Occasionally, we hear fascinating stories about letters posted decades, or even a century, ago being delivered in the present day. These occurrences are rare, but they reveal much about the resilience of mail systems and human curiosity. How does this happen? Lost in storage. Sometimes, old letters are misplaced in postal facilities, storage rooms, or private collections and rediscovered years later. For example, an old mailbag might be found in a forgotten corner of a post office during renovations or moves. Delayed by individuals. Letters might also resurface when someone finds and posts them after decades. For instance, old family heirlooms or boxes from estate sales might include letters with unused stamps, and individuals might decide to send them for fun or curiosity. Damaged in transit. Letters could have been damaged or stuck in machinery during sorting. In rare cases, when older equipment is decommissioned, lost items might be discovered. Misplaced in private collections. Sometimes, letters marked "Return to Sender" or those with incomplete addresses end up in archives. Decades later, efforts to complete the delivery might resume when the items are rediscovered. Commemorative deliveries. Some delayed deliveries are intentional. For example, letters written during wartime but held back for safety reasons might be released later. Famous examples. In 2021, a letter mailed in 1921 was delivered in London. It had likely been misplaced in storage but was rediscovered nearly 100 years later. Such stories often capture public imagination, reminding us of the endurance of physical mail. Messages in bottles, a timeless communication. The concept of sending messages across time also applies to messages in bottles, another fascinating form of delayed correspondence. Ancient practice. The earliest known message in a bottle was sent by Greek philosopher Theophrastus in 310 BCE as part of a study on ocean currents. Romantic and survival stories. Messages in bottles have often been associated with romance or desperation. Shipwreck survivors, for instance, threw bottles into the ocean hoping someone would find them. One famous case is a message from 1896, sent by a German research vessel to study currents. It was found on an Australian beach 132 years later, setting a world record. Why are they found? Messages in bottles are carried by ocean currents, often preserved due to the protective environment of the glass or sealed container. They may wash ashore years, or even decades, after being cast into the sea. The human connection. These stories resonate because they highlight humanity's innate desire to communicate across time and space, creating a sense of wonder and connection to the past. Mail delivery in the digital age and e-commerce. As the Internet grew in the 1990s, traditional letter volumes declined due to email, instant messaging, and social media. However, the rise of e-commerce revitalized postal services. Companies like Amazon now partner with postal systems and private couriers to meet the surge in package deliveries. Today, cutting-edge technologies are reshaping mail delivery. Drones are being tested for remote deliveries. AI and robotics streamline logistics and improve efficiency. Smart lockers and delivery apps provide customers with convenient options. In some regions, particularly in developing countries, postal systems remain vital for delivering critical items like medicines and election materials. Conclusion. The journey of mail delivery. From ancient runners to Maasai couriers, from horseback riders to automated systems, tells a story of human innovation and resilience. It reflects our enduring need to connect, share, and stay informed. As we enter a future shaped by drones and AI, the legacy of the postal system reminds us of its pivotal role in shaping our interconnected world.